In November 2012, Zhang Erli from Shangqiu City, Henan Province, remarried a twice-married man named Guo Fei. After her first marriage failed because she married an abusive husband, this time Li felt she had married a good, honest, and simple man. At around 11 p.m. on December 16th, 19 days after the wedding, Loi was sleeping soundly in her room when a group of people suddenly broke into her house and woke her up. Without saying a word, they dragged Loi down from the bed and repeatedly punched and kicked her in the head and back. Then, a woman in the group took a syringe and injected an unknown liquid into Loi's stomach. After that, the group quickly left, leaving her lying on the floor with terrible pain, as if there was a fire burning in her stomach. Loi tried to call her husband, who was working the night shift at the factory, but his cell phone was always off. She called her in-laws. When they arrived, they found Loi bleeding profusely, with a black-purple wound on her stomach the size of a fist. Loi was immediately taken to the county hospital for emergency treatment. Doctors diagnosed her with an injection of a corrosive liquid. Loi was transferred to a major hospital in Shangqiu City at 6 a.m. on December 17th. After surgery, the doctor said Loi's intestines were completely necrotic. Most of the intestines had to be removed, leaving only 10 centimeters of small intestine. However, she only temporarily overcame the dangerous stage and could suffer complications such as digestive fistula and abdominal infection, with a slim chance of survival. At the same time, Fong came home from work to find the bedroom in disarray, with mud on the bed and floor. At first, he thought his wife had been beaten, but when he got to the hospital, he found out the situation was much more serious. Fong's family could not think of anyone a gentlewoman like Loi could have offended to deserve such misfortune. When he woke up, Loi said the name which surprised everyone. She told the police that she saw the face of the woman who injected the poison. Even though she was struggling and only had a glimpse, she recognized this person as Guo Fei, her husband's ex-wife, because she had seen her photo. Like Loi, Fong also had a failed marriage. He met Fei on a blind date in 2010 and quickly became a couple. In March 2011, the two registered their marriage. Not long after, Fei's bad habits were fully exposed. Fei was lazy, loved to dress up, and never did any housework. She was also hot-tempered, quarrelsome, and ready to argue and even fight with those who disagreed with her. Fei often argued with her in-laws and had disputes with her neighbors. Fong thought his wife's personality would change after having a child. But unexpectedly, in early 2012, Fei went to the hospital to have an abortion when she was 3 months pregnant, leading to infertility. This caused Fong, who had always been patient with Fei, to completely explode. 3 months later, the two filed for divorce. After that, Fong was introduced to Loi. Fei and Loi were like two extremes. One was fierce and a troublemaker, the other was gentle and caring. Fong married Loi after more than 8 months of divorcing Fei. After identifying the suspect, the police immediately investigated and arrested her at a motel in Shangqiu. Fei confessed to the crime and revealed the secret of her lingering relationship with Fong. According to the testimony, Fei and Fong still kept in touch after the divorce. Fong even sent love signals to his ex-wife many times. Fong told me that he married Loi only to have children. He still had feelings for me. He always had me in his heart, Fei said. These things made Fei feel that between her and Fong was true love. After Fei confessed, Fong could no longer hide it and had to admit that he had not completely broken up with his ex-wife. He explained that after the divorce, Fei came to the factory to find him, promising to change their personality so that they could live together in harmony. Seeing Fei had to rent a house to live alone and now came to ask for reconciliation, Fong felt sorry for his ex-wife, so he agreed to give her a second chance. The two rented a house next to the factory where Fong worked and lived together for a while. But at the same time, Fong did not refuse when he was introduced to Loi. He swore that he had been divorced for more than a year. and had cut off all contact with his ex-wife. Hearing that, Loi decided to continue to get to know Fong. Unexpectedly, Loi ended up choosing the wrong person, becoming the victim in this complicated relationship. Fong said that after living with Fei, he realized that his ex-wife had not changed at all, so he chose to remarry Loi. However, in Fei's eyes, this choice was due to Loi's interference, using the excuse of being able to have children to force Fong to leave her, stealing their love. Holding a grudge in his heart, Fei decided to use extreme measures to take revenge on the third person. Later, Fei found 4 unemployed young men in a local internet cafe, lied that her son's leg was broken by Loi, and asked them to go collect the money together. She promised to give each of them 300 won after finishing the job. At midnight on December 16th, Fei led these 4 young men into Loi's bedroom to attack her. Fei took the opportunity to take a syringe filled with sulfuric acid that she had prepared and stabbed Loi in the stomach while cursing to teach her a lesson for stealing someone else's husband. The 4 accomplices were extremely surprised to see Fei's actions. When asked what was in the syringe, she only said it was anesthetic. After being arrested, Fei confessed that the reason for injecting acid into Loi's stomach was to make the victim unable to have children. After the surgery, the remaining intestines were too short for Loi to eat anything, and she could only sustain her life with nutritional fluids. She lay on the hospital bed, sobbing, "I have never done anything wrong to anyone in my life. Why do I have to suffer this kind of pain?" Fong did not dare tell Loi that it was all because he was still entangled with his ex-wife that led to the tragedy. On March 11, 2013, Loi passed away due to multiple organ failure. Regarding his wife's death, Fong expressed regret. "I am sorry for her. I owe her." On December 6, 2013, Guo Fei was sentenced to death for intentional injury. 4 accomplices were sentenced to between 2 and 5 years in prison. 5 defendants were ordered to pay 200,000 yuan in compensation to the victim's family.